The main thing, like you said, that's sticking out to me is still the procedure and the process of different people taking over. And I seen that the queen on this one is Cleopatra. And that's another name that we know from school or we know from history or we know from watching on TV when they say them old war movies, they always bring up Cleopatra. So this is one of the queens also that's involved back in this time. So when you can trace the time back, and that's what I always encourage people to do. Check in the Bible and go remember what you read in school and see do they add up. Do it all come together. That's how you check your information. That's how you fact check. You go pull up whatever you learn and match it to the Bible. If the Bible and that line up, then you know it's right. But it talks about so many different wars and different people taking over. And it says that the north side beat up the south side. Then it said the south side beat up the north side. Then it said he got mad and got some more people together with him and came back and whooped them. So like you said, it's back and forward, and that's power. Power is always back and forward. Any show you watch about power, what happens? It's something that's going back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. What they always say, no one man should have all this power. So the other king like, oh man, I can't let him run stuff. I can't let him rule stuff. That make me look weak. And power is a down thing from pride. Most of the time, people who have power and who seek a lot of power, they have pride issues. So if you want to have all of the power, that means you want to run everything. And that's what was happening back and forth. So a lot of people got killed in the process. It said that he killed a lot of people. So I paid attention to that. It said a lot of good people. So a lot of times, man, you might feel like you get persecuted for nothing and all kind of things may take place in your life, but it lets me know in the Bible that people got persecuted, but it ain't like God don't understand. It's not like God didn't write your story. It's not like God don't know what you did. You know, a lot of times right now today, we be big on trying to tell everybody who we are and what we did. But a lot of times in the Bible, things took place that people don't got to tell God who they are. God watching you, he checking you out. He know if you living up to what you saying you doing or not. We love that Daniel was doing it and God was giving him the information, but Daniel was able to actually see these type of things, and to see these type of things is not good. Like, Lord, I don't want to see everybody killing each other. That's why I ain't dry watching the news every day, because that's all they want to talk about. But I don't want to see that. But it's not like it's not taking place. So it lets you know when you don't ride with God or stand with God, then you're going to be going back and forward. And the people not only fighting for power, but they fighting for resources. For those that don't know, these places have resources. Some of them have gold, some of them have oil, some of them have different resources that you can make a lot of money off of. So that's why the people are trying to control these different areas. It's not just because they want the land because it's land. They want to get the financial gain by getting all the minerals out the land and selling them. That's what most of the wars are for. Somebody want to take over more of the land because they feel like this is a better land right here. Oh yeah, this is the good land right here. Oh man, why they got the good land? They don't deserve the good land. Let me take that land. Ain't it going on right now today? Yeah. Haven't you heard stories of it going on when you was a kid, or your grandma, or your great grandma, great grandpa, having somebody took somebody's land? Same thing. They're gonna figure out a strategy to come take your land so they can be in power. So we should know this by now. That's the only thing that I don't fully understand. It's like we act like sometimes we don't realize these things take place. We act like we don't understand that we can't necessarily trust people to feed us. Because they'll try to kill a whole lot of people at one time. And they showing you right here in the Bible what they do. When the next person take over, if they don't like your people, then they going to do that. Whoever the next king, whenever the next king stand up, he going to take care of all his people and get rid of all your people. He showed it. Even though the man gave his daughter up, he said he had a plan. He concocted a plan. Yeah. I'm going to try to send my daughter in there. My daughter going to take care of the business for me, but the daughter ain't on your side no more. She realized that your plan ain't a good plan. I'm going to go on with the king. I'm going to do what he say do and not what you say do. See, when you concoct a plan, and that plan ain't God's plan, then you lose out. Your own people don't even stand with you no more. But different things took place like that, man, because of people wanted power and resources. And anytime you think you're going to concoct a plan and try to use your daughter, so he put his daughter as bait, right? He like, hey, man, back then they did that, though, all the time. Like, hey, you going to marry the new king. I don't care what you think, what you got to say, homie. This is your fate. If you like him or not. If he nice or not. If he smell good or not. That's what took place back then. But the man was trying to marry his daughter off with a king for more status, to try to keep their status in line. And that's what I noticed too from the Bible. The Bible is a lot of people trying to marry other people for status. Trying to keep their status intact. Trying to keep their bloodline intact. I'm checking it out, and it's constantly doing that, so that showed me that some people try to do that for survival. Because that's what the king was trying to do. This man was trying to survive for a long time, so he felt like if I offer up my daughter to making alliances with this other king or with this other man, then maybe he'll spare us and allow us to continue to keep living like royalty and not kill us like you do the next person when you take over. But he said his plan ain't work.
No.
Hey, man, I'll pass it to you.